Hey guys, so this background is the trip I did with Gay One in March for 14 days. So this is the background would be in Vietnam, the different city of Vietnam. But anyway, I like to use this as a background, and then I'm gonna talk about something. So I've been, watching all this UFO, whatever, these cases like missing person, missing 411. For many of the people who love UFO cases, this is probably interesting. Otherwise, it might, for people not really into UFO and mystery stuff, they might think this is crazy thinking. But anyway, I know when we're looking at UFO, ancient alien, all that stuff, we shouldn't be only looking at one country, right? Because, when we on YouTube, everything, majority of them is in USA, but it's actually happened globally. Like Egypt, of course, like greater pyramids. There's ones in Peru, right? So and Turkey, and then there are so many in China too. I just watching on the History Channel. There's some UFO in China. It might not be that popular just because the Chinese government might have more restriction how people handle the news. But as myself, I was born in China, mainland China. I came to USA when I was 17. But for the 17 years when I was there, I read a lot of books. I mean, not a lot, but I heard stories, like very popular stories. There's a popular movies, novels from ancient China. A lot of them actually involve with God, goddess. It's Chinese, a lot of Buddhist, right? And then Confucius, and also Tao. So a lot of ancient Chinese and stuff. But anyway, now I was just thinking, sometimes there's Chinese, even what's it called, like slang, like story pass on into in the like regular Chinese household stories, right? So if you watch a lot of ancient Chinese movies, TV shows about ancient China, so they're always talking about goddess. And then there's like it's all almost like fairy tale. Now I'm looking at them, including dragon. They said dragon's fairy tale. But now they were saying, oh, people see dragons somewhere too. I mean, it could be part of Drago. Yeah, there's a star system called Drago system. Reptilians. It could be part of that too. I mean, who knows? But they do have so I was actually watching on this one. I see these people left comments. So there was a nurse. She's been nurse for 30 years, but she was in a special kind of nurse. So basically, she was almost like a nurse for children who's dying. But then he said whenever a lot of kids, when they die, they saw stuff like alien or UFO and stuff. But when I saw the comment, I kind of pretty much resonate with it, because there was a story in China, ancient China, like fairy tale story, like story for kids, like Harry Potter type of story that's supposed to not to be true. But then now you wonder how much truth can be. Well, it's nothing to do with magic. It's more like ghosts. I don't know. It's more maybe even like Christian too. So basically, they were saying before people die, in Chinese, ancient China, they were thinking about people have a soul. All right, maybe there's a different wording for it, but basically, it's like people have a soul, and when they die, there's things from, I don't know how to say that in English. The things from the other side. Let's say others. Oh yeah, spirits. The spirit from the other side come waiting for that person. So basically they know every person have expired day. So when they know that person is going to die, they come just waiting for that person. So when people have so basically before you die, your qi is almost gone, right? Chinese call qi, inner energy. You are slowly fading away. That's how you die, because you don't have qi anymore. You don't have breath. So they were waiting for that person to die. Then they can take that person, and then it's kind of like a Christian too. They're going to almost like courtroom or something and see what you done, and then they take you to hell or to heaven. But then those people are the people who's waiting on almost like fine line on the side. So I also wonder, like, even when people die, they can see things. They can see things from other side, waiting for them, taking them. So taking a soul. And then there's another thing too. At the same time, a lot of people need to reincarnation, right? So they need a soul. So whoever died, the soul is, if they are okay to reincarnate back into Earth again. So whoever died already is waiting for it. And then when you pass a bridge, you have to drinking. There's old lady, almost like grandma type of old lady, and she's waiting for everyone. You have to go through that door. Everyone had to drink water, a bowl of water. The water is to erase all your memory in that life that you just passed. And then if you're supposed to go to next life with different body, then you're gonna forget everything. So it's almost like a past life, current life, reincarnation. Chinese, ancient China, they have stories like that. They also made it into a movie. I remember I watched that when I was younger. So now I'm thinking there's some truth to it. That's why they were talking about past life, current life. I don't know about other people. Like I just felt like our life so small. All we care is how to make money, to be successful, to get a PhD degree, to go to work, to have kids, to have family, to make sure you take care of yourself. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm just felt like our life is so small. We just living in small boxes. There's so much beyond our life. There's so much unknown. I'm just fascinated to it. I know not everyone, people don't care. It's like, all I need is just take care of myself, make sure when I retire, I can retire early. Okay. Yeah, I want to retire early too, but sometimes I just felt like the world's so much bigger. When you open the map, look like how tiny we are. Like how tiny, even though they say, San Francisco, New York City is huge. How many population? China, how many? 1.3 billions. Yeah, but when you look at the map, compare the whole Earth, we are so small and tiny.